Episode number 10 of Road to the Universe, and man, I need to shave bad. I look like a caveman. Okay, so hopefully you all know who I am by now. Massive Joe's and BSN sponsored athlete, Jake Nikolopoulos. So this is episode number 10. If you tuned in last week, episode number 9, it was my leg workout. I did quads and I did hamstrings. So I hope everyone got something out of watching that. And today's episode, episode number 10, is going to be my shoulders and calf workout. Nothing too crazy. You'll see that my shoulder workout, I tried to go a little heavier than I normally would on some exercises, and that's the reason why my form it looks like I'm swinging some of the movements and my form's not perfect. But that was my intention. I used a little bit of momentum, a little bit more weight, and I do find that stimulates the muscles. So you can bitch about my form as much as you want, but I find that doing training like that every now and then definitely has its place in my overall training program. You know, it definitely breaks through plateaus as well. So that's something that I've incorporated in recently, just to go a little heavier, keeping the tension on the muscle, but using a little bit of momentum on the real heavy stuff. So that's what you're going to see today, and that's really, there's no news for me. What news have I got for you guys? Not really much. I went to the dentist yesterday. For about an hour, I got 3 fillings, I got teeth drilled and chips fixed. So the chips are all from training. You know, you guys have probably seen some of my videos. I wear a mouth guard on my heavy sets, and that's the reason why I do that. Dentist told me a few years ago that my teeth were starting to get badly chipped and damaged from all of the clenching and grinding, which is usually for me, that's training. So I got a mold done and mouth guards made up. So if you guys have the same problems, I suggest, you know, that's a good idea for you to get your dentist to just make up some molds for you and go and get a mouth guard that you can just, you don't have to wear it the whole workout, just put it in if you're on the real heavy sets and you're grinding, if you're going to clench down and grind your teeth. So after a long period of time, it does damage to your teeth. So that's really all that's changed. You're wondering why I haven't shaved? That's because I got a wedding tomorrow. One of my friends is getting married, so I'm going to shave tomorrow morning. Okay, so no, I'm not homeless. I'm not retired. I haven't lost all my bodybuilding contracts. I just haven't shaved. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to answer a few questions again, like I do in every episode. I give my opinion. That's right, my opinion. Nobody else's opinion. I'm no expert. This is my opinion on the following questions that I had sent in to me today. Alright, I've got one from Tony Humphreys. Tony Humphreys says, what is the best training routine for mass gaining? 2/1 or 3/1, and how much cardio should I do? I'm guessing the 2/1 and 3/1 is days on training and days off, is it? You haven't specified, but I'm guessing it's 2 days on, 1 day off, or 3 days on, 1 day off. I've never done any training splits like that, Tony. I've always just taken a day off when I need to. Whether I'm training for a contest, whether I'm off-season training, I'll just take a day off when I need to. That may be 1 day a week, or it may be a couple of days a week, or maybe 1 day every couple of weeks. It just depends on how my body feels. If I feel like I'm overtraining, not getting results, tired, run down, then you know, I'll take a day off. But I don't religiously have a set day that I'll take off. Just whenever my body feels like it needs it. And how much cardio should you do when you're gaining mass? It's completely up to you. You know, it's obviously, like I've said in the last episode, I do a little bit of cardio in the off season, maybe just a few times a week, 20 minutes, something like that, just for cardiovascular health. So that's pretty much all you have to do when gaining mass. Reese Pasicini says, hey Jake, I got a good question for you, mate. My question: I currently weigh 66.7 kilograms after weighing 56.7 kilograms. So I have gained 10 kilograms in 7 days. How do I keep my metabolism slow? do I just keep eating like I am? And what's the best time to train? Well, Reese, unless you are an absolute freak of nature with the most crazy genetics ever, I've never ever heard of someone putting on 10 kilograms in 7 days unless you've spent the whole week eating out of a tub of ice cream and pizzas and chocolate and all that sort of shit. I've never ever known anyone. So, have you put on just fat? I'd say you have, because it's physically impossible for you to put on 10 kilograms in 7 days. So I wouldn't really be worried about your metabolism too much. If anything, you want to speed it up. You don't want to be slowing it down. You already put on 10 kilos in 7 days, so you want to try to either burn that off or slow that down a little bit. And as far as what's the best time to train? The best time to train is whenever your body feels like training. You know, it really doesn't matter. Whenever you can train, train. You know, you don't have to put so much science behind, you know, what time do you train, whether in the morning your growth hormone levels are better and whatever. It really doesn't matter. Just train whenever you can train. And then that's all you have to do. As long as you go to the gym, have a workout, you work out when you feel good, the best timing for you. For me, I like to train at probably about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon after I've had a few good meals, so I feel like I've got some energy in me from all the carbohydrates and food that I ate. And that's just me, what I like to do. Like I said, it really doesn't matter, as long as you go to the gym and you train. Lachlan Aquilina, he has no hello, no how are you Jake, he just writes your off-season diet. It's pretty straight to the point, Lachlan, thank you for that. My off-season diet is, well, I wake up in the morning, I have breakfast cereal and I have BSN Synthesix. The next meal I probably have chicken and rice and some veggies. Next meal, steak and rice and some veggies. Next meal, salmon, rice and some veggies. Next meal, probably another steak, rice and veggies. Now in between those meals, I'll probably have some McDonald's, I'll probably have some KFC, and I may have a pizza or something like that. I'm in the off season, so I eat whatever I want to eat. As long as I'm getting in my 5-6 meals of protein from my meats and the carbohydrates from rice, oats, sort of things like that. As long as I eat those 5 or 6 clean meals, on top of that, I don't really go tracking what I eat. I just eat anything. So that's really my off-season diet. Emma Tullett says, what's your thoughts on these guys putting on 20 kilograms in 2 weeks and staying lean? I don't know which guys you're talking about. I've never ever heard of anyone putting on 20 kilograms of muscle in 2 weeks. So if you'd like to send in a photo of someone who's made the transformation 20 weeks in 2 weeks time, 20 kilograms, you know, that's that's absolutely crazy. But if you've got photos to prove it, I'll check them out. Daniel Joshua Mulhall says, realistically, for the guy with average genetics and no drug enhancement, how frequently should you train a muscle group to see the best gains? Daniel, whether enhanced, not enhanced, it all comes down to, like I said in a few of my videos, you got to listen to your body. Yeah, if you feel like you're overtrained, if you feel like that muscle's sore, you know, don't work it. If it feels good, go for it again. It might be a couple of days later, but if everything feels good and you want to train, then train. Try not to overcomplicate it. This is something that comes up a lot with questions. People always ask, you know, what split should I use? How many days a week should I train? Pretty similar to the question I got before. You know, it really doesn't matter. Go to the gym, train. If it feels good, train it. Now I'll use my dad for an example. My dad comes into my gym every night at about 8 o'clock, and he does the same workout that I showed him a year ago. So he just does the basic exercises. He does like bench press, lat pull downs, shoulder presses, bicep curls, tricep push downs, leg press, leg curls, you know, just all the basic stuff. And he's been doing that every day for a year. Now my dad knows nothing about nutrition. He's not enhanced. He knows nothing about really training and bodybuilding. He just knows this basic program that I showed him, and he lifts heavy and he trains hard. Now, he's done that every single day, the same program. So realistically, he should be overtrained. You know, he doesn't even eat properly, but he's not. He's still growing and he's still gaining. So that's why I think sometimes we overlook things, we look into things too much, and we try to make it so complicated. You know, post-workout, if you don't get in a certain amount of carbohydrates, you've lost, you know, that workout's going to be no good all of a sudden, and you might as well, you know, just not have trained. You know, that's crazy. Go to the gym, train, lift the weights, lift heavy weights, and it's not complicated. So it frustrates me when people say, oh, you know, but I need to have a couple of days off a week or whatever. If you need to and your body's telling you to, yeah, go for it. But if you're just downloading a program or something off the internet that says, oh, 3 days on or whatever off, now that program doesn't know how you feel and how your body's responding to the training. Some people may overtrain very easily, some people may not. But majority of people, if you're eating really, really well and sleeping well, it's so hard to overtrain. Like I said, my father doesn't eat properly. All he does is come into the gym and trains with heavy weights every night for a couple of hours. So you would think that he would, if anyone overtrained, he would be a perfect example of someone that's overtraining. And he's not, he's still making gains. So a bit of a funny topic, that one, but I definitely think you just go to the gym and just the frequency of the muscles should just be trained by how you feel. What else I have here? Joe Lucchesi says, what is the best leg exercise to get growth in the vastus medialis, the inner area of the quads? I seem to get good growth in the outer area, but not much on the inside. Joe, I think I've never really gone crazy trying to target areas of my quads. I've always just squatted, leg pressed, and things like that. But I know what you mean, and I think the best way to target that is doing like a wider stance. I find if I do like a sumo squat or a wider squat, it definitely hits the teardrop muscle a lot better. And definitely with leg press as well, if I go wide and a bit higher on the leg press, it definitely hits it. So they're probably the best ways. Like, you can do it on the leg extension as well, obviously, or any leg exercise really. You can, by turning your hips and turning your feet. But then I think that I don't usually advise people to turn their feet in or out on leg extension, because you're putting your knee in a position that it doesn't want to go, and I usually just let the feet go wherever they want to go. So whether they fall inside, outside, toes in, toes out, you know, just let it go where it wants to. But exercises like leg press and squats, I find that you can really target that vastus medialis as well. So, you know, I've done things like that pre-contest when I'm trying to bring up just a certain area. I'll do that, but I don't go crazy with it. That's really it for questions, guys, for this episode. You guys hang around for the shoulder and calf workout, and I'll see you at the end. Here is my shoulder workout. Today I'm doing a little bit of a different shoulder workout. I'm going a little bit heavier than I normally would, and I'm, as you can see, like I've got a little bit of momentum there, swinging it a little bit. And I do this from time to time. I don't always train strict with really light weights. Sometimes I like to just go a little bit heavier, but still keeping as much of the focus on the muscle as I can. So I'm still not letting the muscle rest, but I'm using a little bit of swing in my body to be able to, you know, get the weights right up. And I'll do this, I think I did like 5 sets of side raises on that, and then this would have been the last set, and I did a drop set. So I think I had the 25 kilo dumbbells, then I went down to 12 kilo dumbbells, and then after the 12s I went down to, I think, 6s. I usually try to halve it when I do my drop sets. And this is, you know, a good way to get heaps of blood in there at the end of the set and just take it past failure. So like I said, it's not something that I do all the time, this kind of workout. Usually I like to train with strict form, but you know,
when you're training all the time, you need to try to think. You need to think of different things to mix it up a little bit and do something different. So that's why I incorporate a workout like this, where I just go a lot heavier than normal and sacrifice a little bit of form. But still, you know, the pump and things that I get training like this, it's still, you know, it's an awesome feeling. And then from there I went to presses, dumbbell presses. I didn't get my heavier set on tape, but you'll see these are like 42 kilo dumbbells. I did them for about 12 reps. I think that was my my second last warm up. I did another warm up after that on the 50s, and then I went up to the 57s for probably 7 or 8 reps. So like I said, trying to keep it as heavy as I can on all my pressing, on everything today. And then I went to behind the neck presses with the barbell. I like to do these after I've done the dumbbell presses. Find that it really isolates my delts, and I don't have to put crazy weights on there because my delts are already tired from all of the dumbbell presses. So that's the reason why I do the behind the necks. And then back to side shoulders again. Just trying to really cap off those side delts and try to get them nice and thick, so it creates that illusion that I'm much wider on stage. So I do 2 exercises for side delts. Well, actually almost 3, because you'll see I do a wide upright row in a couple more exercises after this. But you know, I really try to emphasize in a lot of my shoulder routines to do a lot of side delt stuff. And then from there I went to this exercise. So this is more just a front delt isolation move. You know, you can't really swing a hell of a lot with this because you're sitting down and you've got the dumbbells by your side and coming upwards. So this is just a real strict isolation movement on the front delts. So you come out from the side and then in front of your face, really squeezing your side delts. And that's a really, really good exercise there. I think I saw that Charles Glass was showing that to someone. So I've started incorporating that into my shoulder routine. And then another side delt exercise, I like to do these heavy upright rows. Do them with a really wide grip. So I don't want to do my traps or my biceps or my forearms. All I want to do is just work that side delt. So that's why I grab it wide like that and just really squeeze on the side delts. And then usually the end of all of my shoulder workouts, I'll finish with a trap movement. You know, I'll just do a wide barbell shrug 1 week. The next week I'll do the dumbbells. From there, rear delts. I normally do rear delts and then shrugs, but this time I did shrugs and then rear delts. So now I'm just doing a bent over rear delt. Same principle, but with my form as before. I'm using a little more weight than I normally would, and the form's a little different, but I'm just trying to pretty much get a heavy weight and just keep the stress and tension on the muscle as much as I can. And then to finish it off, I've gone high now. So the other ones, the dumbbells are obviously low, pulling it from the bottom, and now I've got a cable set up pulling it from the top. So I find that to be a real good way to just work the whole rear delt. Well, that's episode 10 done. Hope you guys enjoyed watching the shoulder and calf workout. So Massive Joe's and BSN sponsored athlete Jake Nikolopoulos out for another episode. So next week, same time, see you all again next episode. See ya.